What's up everyone and welcome back to the vlog. It's 2021 and we're back in training once again. I just thought I'd share this training session with you because it's one that I really enjoyed. I was lucky enough to have access to this rooftop where my friend Paddy trains and trains others, and it was just such a good spot and we had such a good workout today, so I thought I'd share it with you. We just started off here by skipping and chatting away, and before this, I'd done some stretching, which I didn't manage to record, but we stretched and then we skipped to get the heart rate up, and then we moved into some footwork drills with the ladder. So you can see here, Paddy's just like demonstrating to me what the first exercise we're going to do, feet moving in and out of the ladder, and this is just to kind of get everything warmed up and get some agility and footwork going. So completed this, and this was interspersed. I think it was like 45 seconds of footwork, 15-second rest. And then after the 15-second rest, you're going to go into like a kettlebell clean and press, I guess you'd call it. Like you just grab it, bring it up, and then push it up, switch hands, and do the same thing again. So 45 seconds of footwork, 45 seconds of this full body exercise. And this is kind of still part of the warm-up, I would say, that Paddy designed for me today. Moving on to another footwork exercise, this time single leg. This is really hard. You see people like Lomachenko doing this effortlessly. You try and do it yourself and you feel like you're going to break your ankle. But yeah, I've done these before a long time ago. I've never been great at these footwork drills because I think I lose concentration a little bit. But yeah, so footwork once again, trying to keep that light on your feet, agility kind of focus, and then mixing it with a sort of general full body exercise like these kettlebell clean and presses, I'm going to call them. Again, 45 seconds on, 15 seconds off, and switch. So this is sort of just combining boxing technique with fitness, which is what workouts with Paddy are always about, really. Final one, this is like a stance switching, where you're moving across and switching your feet from sort of orthodox to southpaw, if you like, and trying not to hit the rungs. This is really good for like spatial awareness and kind of navigating where you are in space, because you need to know when to change direction, etc, etc. So yeah, I've always found those challenging. I need to do more footwork drills overall, to be honest, but yeah, give these footwork drills a go if you like, and see if you can be as accurate with them when you're also doing a fitness exercise like this, because I think that's part of the challenge, really, combining those two things. I really enjoyed it. So now we're going to move into some shadow boxing. Paddy's just watching me shadow box here, having a look at my technique, making sure I'm moving my feet, making sure I'm moving my head, doing, attack, defense. More shadow boxing. And as we're doing this, one of the great things about training up here is you can just have a chat and catch up while you're doing it, It's all quite chilled. Right, so we're moving into some pad work now, and the focus of this is to just fire the 1-2 as hard as you possibly can. And then over the course of the rounds, we're going to try and see if I can maintain my technique and maintain that pop, that snap, as the rounds tick on. Because sometimes, it's very easy to be fast, explosive, and powerful for like a matter of 1 or 2 rounds. But then after a while, you start to lose that snap on your punches. And if you've ever been in sparring for several rounds, one of the most horrible feelings you can have is when you've lost the pop in your punches and you just can't keep your opponent away. Because you're basically just pushing them off you, because there's no explosiveness in anything that you're doing anymore. So here I'm just firing the 1-2, allowing time to reset in between, not just going bam 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 bam, but 1-2 reset, 1-2 reset, really focusing on making them snap. And in between, in the break, Paddy instructed me to just make sure I'm turning my knuckles over and aiming at the little white dot on the pad there, making sure I'm not just swinging too wildly, and also making sure, of course, as always, to bring my hands back. So this is just repeating the same thing, 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, trying to make sure they're just as snappy, as explosive as possible. And as you get into the second, third repetition, it gets harder and harder and harder to make them, make them snappy. I think this is the 4th round of it now. I think it's 1 minute continuous of 1-2s, making sure you're absolutely drilling each repetition as hard as you can. and I'm already tired, and the session has a long way to go yet. So here we go. I think this is the 5th iteration of this exercise. I'm trying to draw some breath here. It's really simple, but focusing on speed and power, it's really, really hard to maintain. Everyone can be quick and powerful for a minute, but it gets tough in the 5th minute. Okay, now I think we're going to work on drilling some combos. And here, one thing that I was really trying to focus on was not leaning forward, making sure that my center of gravity was beneath me and I wasn't kind of leaning too far forward, because then your punches are, powerful enough, but they're not kind of just loaded up, and they're not unrealistic. So I was trying to keep my balance all the way through this, and we're just drilling it on the smaller pads now. You can see I'm making the most of my breaks at this point, because this was, that power exercise we did before really, really tired me out. So trying to maintain your technique when you're tired. If you could boil down what boxing training is, trying to maintain the technique you learned once you're tired. That's a really good summary of what a lot of boxing training that you do actually is. This is jab, hook, 2-3-2. So jab, hook, 2-3-2. I'd think of this as like the first jab and hook are a little bit like sort of distractions, things to bring your opponent's guard up, make them blink, make them think, and then the 2-3-2 is sort of the powerful follow-up that you give. So this is like a two-phased attack. We often talk about attacking in different phases in boxing. I would say jab, hook is like the first phase, and the 2-3-2 is the second phase. Here you can see I'm tired, there's not much snap going on here. So I'm just focusing on making sure that I'm balanced and there's a bit of a flow to the combination. But after that 1-2-1-2 exercise we were doing, then I was a little bit shattered actually. So here's a really good example again of like a two-phased attack, because this is a jab, jab, 2, one of the most common combinations that people use, and then I roll to the right, and then imagine I'm rolling onto the inside, and then an uppercut and a hook, and then rolling back out again. So it's jab, jab, 2, roll, uppercut, hook, roll out. Jab, jab, 2, roll, uppercut, hook, roll out. I love this combination because it's really like, it really suits the kind of boxing style that I'm trying to cultivate, the kind of style that Berger's talked to me about before, where, because I'm so short, I need to find a way of getting inside on my opponents, and that means, jabbing your way in, moving your head, and then firing off some short punches when you're in the pocket there. So this is the kind of combination that I need to be drilling again and again and again. So I really felt, this one felt smooth to me actually, and I was doing this one quite comfortably. I enjoyed that, although I'm blowing out my arse, as you can see. In between the rounds, I'm really, really shattered. But I felt good on this day, because normally if I'm doing pad work and the trainer's pushing me and pushing me and pushing me, like sometimes I turn away and give up, and I'm a bit like, I'm shattered. But I stuck with it, even though some of the pad work was ugly and sloppy and rubbish. I made sure to stick with it, so I was pleased with that today. As you'll see at the end of today, the one thing I can say at the end of this was that I gave 100% to this session. Next combo. It was a 1-2 and then catch the hook to the body. So fire the 1-2 and then bring your elbow close to your body. Then uppercut, hook, cross. 1-2, catch, uppercut, hook, cross. So here you go, trying to incorporate defending and attacking once again. 1-2, catch, uppercut, hook, cross. This combination felt really nice actually. Getting a bit tired now, but we have the tunes blasting up on the rooftop there, so that helps you to push through and kind of give your all when you've got some good music going, and a bit of crack in between rounds, bit of banter in between rounds too. Actually, I should just talk less and recover more, because I end up chatting to Paddy between the rounds, and then I'm shattered when we get back to the pad work. So I should probably shut my mouth in future. Anyway. Now we're just doing some freestyle pad work. So Paddy's calling out the combinations, 1-2-1-2, jabs, single crosses, and I'm just trying to stay relaxed in between. My stance isn't fantastic. I'm standing a little bit too tall, and I'm not guarding my head as much as I should, or moving around and flowing as much as I should, but I am knackered at this point, I have to say. One thing about doing these pads with Paddy is, even though we're deep into the session now, he's giving me loads of encouragement and trying to just spur me on. If I'm getting lazy, or if I'm losing my shape, he's kind of just telling me, just do this, do that, giving me little cues and stuff so that I can give my best. So now we're just freestyling. I'm thinking about what he's asking me to do. I'm trying to read signs in his hands for what he's going to ask me to do next, so he doesn't need to call out every combination. I should be sort of reacting to the signs and the cues that I'm seeing, and trying to just be as quick to react as possible, so eventually when you do pads with someone for a while, what you see is that then, they don't need to call out anything. You can read from their hands and their shoulders exactly what they're going to do. And as we finished this round of pad work, Paddy walked into the corner and said, imagine you've got your opponent in the corner and just firing off shots, as if you're trying to finish an opponent, which is quite a good visualization technique for kind of just letting more shots go when you're tired and kind of just squeezing the last bit of energy out of you. It's like, look, I'm in the corner, I'm hurt, come on, throw shots at me now. And I tried to just give it my all. Little did I know, I think we still had like 3 rounds to go, 3 rounds of work to go. So I emptied the tank a little bit there. You can see I'm in bits, but I'm listening to my next instruction. So he's saying I'm going to fire off 2, 3, and 4 shot combos on the bag. Again, looking at trying to just give speed and power. So ba 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 ba, ba ba ba. Just try and be snappy and hit punches as hard as I can. Maintain that explosiveness even though I'm shattered. And then in between, he's going to give me an exercise. So the first one's going to be power combos and then burpees. So let's have a look at power combos and burpees. I was actually hitting the bag really well, but the burpees were just disgusting. I was happy that I could fire off pretty snappy, quick combinations after doing an hour's work, and some of them were actually, quite slick and felt quite good when I was hitting the bag. But then doing burpees in between, I have to say burpees are my least favourite thing in the entire world. I feel sick after doing about 2 burpees. I don't know what it is. I think like my internal gyroscope goes a bit funny, but I hate burpees. So you can see then the second round of bag work was a little bit less enthusiastic from me. Shots weren't quite coming out as quickly as they should be, and I was gasping for air a little bit. Hands are starting to drift down. All the things that happen to a tired boxer were happening to me at this point. Sprinting on the spot, wonderful. And you can see from the super attractive grimaces on my face that this is starting to hurt quite a lot now, and I'm starting to feel a little bit dizzy, but I'm not giving up because Paddy is giving me encouragement all the way, and I've got nowhere to go. I've got an accountability partner, haven't I? So I can't do anything about it. And then more power shots now. Again, 2, 3, and 4 combinations, trying to keep busy, trying to make sure everything I do is fast and powerful. And then the final one's going to be burpees and sprints on the spot combined. So yeah, if you're looking for a finisher that involves boxing, but it's trying to get you fit as possible, I would recommend this one. Power combinations on the bag, any combinations you like, just focusing on speed and power, not on defense or anything like that, and then combine it with burpees and sprints on the spot, and have a partner with you there to push you further, because I wanted to give up at this point. I felt as grim as you can possibly feel, but the satisfaction I felt at the end of a good session with a view, hitting the bag, hitting the pads with a mate, was fantastic. This is one of those really feel-good sessions that I paid the price during it, but then I felt great afterwards. So I really enjoyed this. Thanks to Paddy. And if you want to come and experience the rooftop, then Paddy's details of how you can get up here and do the same are down in the description to this video. So take a look and get involved. Nice one.